Hi, I am so excited to be joined by my friends David and Ido today. Welcome to Launch Week 7, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you for having us.
Thanks for being here. Can you share a little bit about who you are and what you do? Ido, let's start with you.
Sure. So I'm the general manager for YCD Americas, and YCD is a software company that focuses on the CMS and the content management side of things in the digital signage realm.
And David, what about you?
I'm Dave DeFelice, VP Business Development with Telecine. We're a boutique agency that specializes in production for digital signage, and we happen to have a sort of niche market in financial services. So we're going to talk about a little bit about that today.
So Launch Week 7, today is obviously Digital Signage Day. So clearly that's what we're going to be talking about. But I'd like to get a little more specific and talk about digital signage in banking. Can you guys explain why digital signage is different for financial institutions?
Ido, you want to take it, or would you like me to?
No, you can take it. Go ahead.
Well, as I said before, we happen to have a niche in financial services. Both companies do. As a matter of fact, we have about 60, the companies have about 60 plus years experience in the financial services market doing public display signage for them. And what's interesting about financial services and what's unique to them is it's a regulated industry. And with any regulated industry, they have, particularly in regards to marketing and promotion, they have, if you want to call it restrictions or regulations about what they can show in their lobbies. So as an example, if you're a traditional savings and loan, you sell FDIC approved products. And so all of the promotions that you do have to be for those products and none others. So having worked in that industry for quite some time, we know what those touch points are, and we know what the restrictions are.
Has that always been the case, or is this a newer regulation?
No, it's been the case for time immemorial, since they've been putting signs in banks, and well before that too. Even their traditional posters, table tents, traditional marketing things, they have always had to be FDIC compliant with what they do.
You know, to be honest, so I've been in digital signage for almost 20 years, and I have never heard of this until I talked with Telecine last year. I was talking with Justin, and you guys released that product where you had all this FDIC approved signage. And I was like, I had never thought about it. I'd never heard of it. So I'm really glad that we're talking about this today. And part of the reason we're talking about this is because YCD and Telecine have formed an exciting new partnership called Ramp Up, which is a digital signage package for financial institutions. Ido, why don't you tell us a little bit about what this means and how this partnership came to be?
Sure. So YCD and Telecine have been working together for a couple of years now. I think we announced a great partnership a few months ago. We worked together on a few projects, and we came to be where we complete each other. Really, it's we offer a great platform, great technology. Telecine offer great content and great customer experience. And in this specific instance, we partner up to create Ramp Up, which also pointed towards the fintech or the financial market, where it's very specific in the needs of what a bank or a financial institute will need, such as the FDIC compliant, as well as making sure that you're not showing the wrong ad at the wrong time if you just show like an MSNBC feed or something like that, meaning the content is really specific and it's relevant, it's new, it's news, it's current, but also very branded and very on point to what you need.
So how did you guys get together?
Ooh, it's an interesting question. I can't say that I remember exactly when it started, but I think Telecine used to focus on a different type of platform, and over the years we've tried to partner with them, and we were able to do that a couple of years ago when we were able to show our solution is superior to what they currently or used to have, and that's kind of the partnership that's really natural and you know it's a normal relationship. There's nothing unique here or nothing special in that respect.
Well, what we love about their technology is that one of the things we like doing, although today we're talking about, traditional televisions in lobbies, but they have wonderful technology for spectacular displays, any size, any resolution. And that's really our forte. And we love doing that. And they do the best in the industry with that. So it's always a pleasure to work on their projects because they're always pushing the envelope. And we really love doing content in that environment.
I'm going to throw a question at you that we haven't talked about, and maybe you can't answer it, but do you guys have any future partnerships coming up? Should we be on the lookout for the latest announcements from you two?
Definitely. I would say definitely. There are a lot of things in the pipe, and we're going to partner up on more type of projects similar to this, whether it's a dedicated product like this ramp up where everything is it's a turnkey solution basically for the end client, or other partnerships where we complement each other in terms of the solution and what we offer.
Who are you targeting with Ramp Up? Is it integrators? Is it the end users, consultants, content creators?
Sure, I can speak to that a little bit. So one of the reasons that we decided to do this is, since we were both in the financial services industry, one of the things that we noticed was over a long period of time was, after you get out of the largest institutions in the country, the biggest banks, they generally have a lot of content, right? They produce a lot of content. They have internal studios that make content, and they can repurpose content for multiple platforms, including signage. But after you get out of the top 5 or top 10 institutions in the country, other institutions, even though they're fairly large, hundreds of branches, they have limited means of production, right? They don't always have internal studios. They go out of house for a lot of things. So they don't have the ability to produce a lot of content. Additionally, they don't always have a lot of support from, say, their IT teams and things like that. So what we wanted to do is we wanted to create a turnkey product that was going to combine everything that they need: the technology platform, and content, subscription content that they can put together. So essentially, the product is a set it and forget it. Every couple of months, they might have a new television commercial. We'll put the new commercials on for them. They get business and financial news delivered daily to their lobbies, to the screens in their lobbies. It's branded, so it looks to their patrons like that bank is producing a financial news channel just for their viewership. And so it's easy, it's simple, it's turnkey, and we really found in the market that there's a requirement for that.
So who is the person that you're targeting for this to sell to? Is it the integrators, consultants, or the financial institutions themselves?
The financial institutions primarily.
Perfect. And you mentioned it's a subscription service, so they're paying like a monthly or quarterly, whatever, to have it. Awesome. So let's talk a little bit more about the future. To quote one of my favorite movies, this sounds like the beginning of a beautiful friendship. And it looks like it is, because you guys are going to have more partnerships coming up. So what's next for both of you, together and individually? Ido, let's start with you.
Sure. So as a software company and as part of the partnership with Telecine, we're ramping up, no pun intended, all of the different services and offerings that we used to do. Historically, YCD was focused mostly on software. And as we grow and as we build the partnership with Telecine, we're going to offer to our customers, existing, new, past, whatever, additional services such as content creation with Telecine, such as management, MSP, and other elements that will complete the solution, things that we would shy away from in the past. In addition, we're going to do a lot of those along with Telecine as a partnership and as an offering, which is for the end client. End client can be an integrator, can be a bank, can be whatever. Is a turnkey solution, meaning doesn't matter who's in front, YCD or Telecine, they get the full package of all the services and products as one line item, or one price to pay, one quote, one hand to shake, whatever you want to call it. So that's where we're headed.
What I'll say too is in regards to the ramp up product, which is going to go into banks and financial institutions, we're layering additional content subscriptions and products that will add to that. So one of the products that we have that will go into well, we should back up and just mention this because I think we forgot to say it. So what the ramp up product is infrastructure and technology by YCD, design and content by Telecine, but the news provider, the financial news provider, is Bloomberg. So Bloomberg is the financial news provider. They're the leading news provider. The great part about them is they have hundreds of news stories that are coming down every day. And the really good part is they don't tout different products and services. They're not trying to sell you a stock. You know, they don't treat finance like a sporting game, which a lot of other channels do, right? So the ramp up product is those three things in combination. Once we have clients that have the product, we can add additional content offerings to them. So one of them is FinFacts. FinFacts is a series of consumer financial facts, hundreds of them that are delivered every day, that directly reference, are generated from and directly reference the FDIC website. So a consumer can go in there and find a fact about savings, and then it has a QR code on the screen, and they hit it with their phone and it goes directly to the FDIC website. So the content is safe to put in a bank branch lobby. Additionally, we'll have market data packages like things like the stock exchanges and that kind of thing that will be added subscription services. And then finally, just to sort of sum it up, once we do this sort of turnkey turnkey information channel, if you will, for financial services, we will look at the next market and provide turnkey solutions for those markets too.
Awesome. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Ido, if people want to connect with you, if they want to learn more about YCD, where should they go?
Sure. So we've set up a page on our website, ycdmultimedia.com, and you can find all the information there. You can always reach out to me on LinkedIn, email, phone, whatever. So feel free.
David, what about you and Telecine?
Same, Telecine, telecine.com. So people have a hard time saying it, but reach out to me. Any one of our team will be happy to help.
Awesome. Next up, we're bringing back Gary for a digital signage update. We'll hear about the current state of the industry and get some fun predictions about the future of digital signage.